Registrar of Voters, Ernie Roberson, is here to talk about, well, you are to a great degree, I'm not going to say the official Shreveport historian, but you know, what originally got you so interested in that? Not only the history of your own lifetime, but going back to the late 19th century, even before that a little bit.
The 1940 tornado.
Seriously?
I lived on Queens Highway growing up.
Okay, so you were born in 40...
No, I was born in 50.
See, I was born in 52. Okay, so tell me about this tornado that I don't know about. See, we moved here in 67.
Yeah, the 40 tornado was one of my two legends that I've carried with me of lore, and it was due to the fact that our neighbor actually lived through it. He wasn't in the house because he got blown away. But the 1940 tornado started out past the fairgrounds. First person killed in the tornado, Tandy Key Giddens, Giddens Lane building, and then went to the fairgrounds, tore up the grandstand, several other buildings. I hear it destroyed the old wooden roller coaster that was there. Nobody really remembers it, but anyway, it got destroyed. I don't know if that's true.
There used to be a roller coaster.
Oh, it's a huge wooden roller coaster built by Billy Hirsch. Yeah, the Hirsch Coliseum guy.
Seriously.
And then popped over to the corner of Portland at Queens Highway, our house that we'd later move into in like 53. Our house was the smallest house on that block. It was easy to determine, but it was the second house on the right, and it blew the roof off of us, destroyed the house next door, which is where Pop Ludlow lived. Across the street, another house was destroyed, and that's where two people were killed, and their daughter was literally sucked out of the house. They all were. And the mom and dad were killed, and the daughter lived. And then went on up the street and then landed around Centenary and then killed 5 people at the entrance to what would become known as Anderson Island, which was actually a tank farm about that time.
Did you have any idea? Had you ever heard this story before?
No.
Neither had I.
Yeah, it destroyed the Centenary Stadium, if my memory is correct.
Wait, there was a stadium at Centenary?
Yes, it was a football stadium.
Now, I knew that in the early 20th century, not a lot of folks know this, in the early 20th century, Centenary was, in fact, a national football power.
Yes.
Into like the late teens, early 1920s. Mm-hmm. That Centenary was, I mean, they were up there with Army and Navy and all of the old school East Coast powerhouses. And Centenary would play them all the time. I knew that. Where was their stadium? I don't know this.
It's basically where the baseball park is.
On the other side of the road.
Right. It's across from the Gold Dome is about where it was located. And that was actually the original location of what.
Now, what year was this built?
When was it built?
Yeah.
It's going to be built after World War I. So it's in the 20s, early 20s.
Are there photos of this? I
believe there are photos. I'm trying to think back if I have one, but I believe there are photos of it.
In fact, it occurs to me that in that era, when Centenary was a football power, as odd as it seems to people, it just popped into my head. I think the coach's name, was it McMillan, Bo McMillan?
One of them was Jake Hanna. I know that.
Who had been like either, I don't know if the Heisman Trophy existed then, but early in the 20th century, he had played for Yale and was considered like the best player in the country. And he ended up maybe in 15, 18, 20, I don't know all the numbers, but ended up coaching at Centenary when they were like the Alabama of a previous time. I mean, Centenary was a football stud there for a while.
Yeah, they were playing Rice and Arkansas, and I mean, in this era,
I think they played in the Cotton Bowl a couple of times.
They may have. I never have researched it deeply, but
do you have any idea or any recollection of what the seating capacity of the Centenary football stadium that was demolished when? When did it come down?
I think it was 1940 tornado took it out.
Seriously. I'm trying to think how many it would have seated at that, maybe 5,000, 10,000 or more.
Maybe I would think it would be that many because I only have a vague memory of what it looked like. It got mentioned in a news report.
Lights, maybe? Did it have lights?
No, I doubt it. I would doubt lights at that point.
Yeah.
For Shreveport.